Oh, I think we got it. Steem and Steemit.com. That sounds about right, I think. Guys, I have been thinking about this day for more than 10 months. When Dan and I got together at the very beginning of January, and we started to come up with this idea for this blockchain, Steem, this application, Steemit.com. And, I've probably been dreaming about something like this for even longer, possibly more than a couple years, since I sort of first got into crypto. And I've been dreaming of the idea of having a platform and a technology that's so powerful that it inspires our creativity and our freedom and our relationships in a way that's empowering and allows us to do more things more simply and with more energy and more life. And that platform has become Steem. And it's been a wild and fun journey these past 10 months, especially the last 4 months, since most of you have come on. Some of you actually were on the platform even earlier in April and in May and in June when things really weren't quite working just yet. But what I wanted to do today was celebrate these past several months by taking a look back and taking a look at where we are now and taking a look ahead at what is yet to come and what is still to be built. So as we take this look back, there's sort of a story to tell. So in January, I went down to Blacksburg, and Dan and I, we really started to brainstorm and work really hard at what's the idea, what's the kernel of technology that is going to allow us to build an application and an ecosystem that meets all of our dreams and goals. All this, freedom building and empowered sort of society building, these goals. And, we came up with Steem, but we didn't really have a lot of money at that time. We had some talent. We had some great developers with us in Blacksburg, but we didn't have a lot of capital. So we were lucky at that moment to have a friend, and actually two friends, Dan and Donna, who run Block Trades. And you guys might be familiar with Block Trades, but they actually put us up in their basement when we started out. I don't know if you guys knew that. But this is a great basement. It's hand dug, and it's really a special place. And you're onto something special when you have a group of guys in a basement, and the basement has that lovely basement humidity and basement aroma, and it doesn't matter. Nothing gets in the way of a great idea, because the most powerful thing that can drive us is an answer to the question why. And we had that. We knew we wanted to build this empowering platform. So the basement days were great, and they lasted for a good 4 months as we developed the blockchain and developed the initial version of Steemit. And luckily we were able to graduate, and we got into our next office, a real office. But it was in March that the blockchain, Steem, was launched. And then in April, the first sort of tangible element of this entire project appeared. It was Steemit. And it was really, at that moment in time, just an idea. And there was a story. We were telling people, you get involved with this platform, with this social network, and for the first time, you can be rewarded for your contributions. All right, let's give it up for that. All right, cool. It's really a paradigm shift. We look at all these other platforms, and these are platforms that take our time, creativity, energy, and attention, and they turn that into value, but the value doesn't go back into the hands and the pockets of the people who are doing all that work. And we were telling people about that, and people are sort of, their eyes sort of open up, and they go, yeah, you're right, that is a real problem. I hadn't really thought about that. And there's certain things in all of our lives that are very intuitive. The first time you sort of got a cell phone, or maybe it was the first time you got a social network, or when people talk about the future of automated cars, there's certain intuitive concepts that are out there that people just pick up right off the bat. And they say, that's the future. There's no doubt about it. There's not a doubt in our minds that is the future. And we saw that with Steemit. Sometimes, the pitch is a little confusing for people, but if you get it just right, their eyes open up, and they really pick it up. So it was a concept in April and May and June, and then in July, the thing really turned on. And for all those months that the earliest of early adopters, many of us in this room, had been on the site, thinking that this thing would possibly turn on. No one really knew. Well, it finally turned on in July, and that was a huge confidence boost. And people said, wow, this thing is really working. I'm getting all these tokens called Steem, and it's paying my bills. It's paying, for my mother's washing machine and things like that. And suddenly, word spread, and the whole project was validated. And it turned into some really special things. We have seen some amazing content appear on Steemit in the last several months. From the introduce yourselves, to Heidi traveling around the world, to Cardiff starting his bank, and all the developer projects out there, and all the cartoons, and Cly's Microsoft Paint drawings, which are really, really. I was at the Van Gogh Museum. I think one day Cly will have the Cly Museum. So it's been really special to see all the amazing creativity and content that this community embraces and is built on appear over the last several months. And I think we all share in feeling how special that is. What's also really special is all the work that's going in on the development side. There are so many talented developers in this community who look at Steem, this open platform for building tools that empower people and entertain people and educate people. And that is so special, because what that means is this platform will continue to get bigger. There's no barrier to entry for people who want to build businesses and applications that take this thing to the next level. And I believe that is going to be the backbone of this community going forward. So where are we now? We're right here. Right here. We have Steemit.com. It's in beta. It's this sort of proof of concept for all the dreamers and believers who are in this room, and it's working for us. We're posting, we're communicating, we're creating relationships, we are transferring digital currency, cryptocurrency around. It's truly phenomenal. And we have, maybe more importantly, an incredible community of talented and diverse and connected and passionate people. Guys, just look around us. We're in Amsterdam. There are 200 of us here. The details and the logos and the branding and the messages on the walls up here, it's the most special thing I've ever been a part of in my entire life. And this is what it's all about. This is where the value is. This is what matters. It's you guys who matter. And I will also say it's just the tip of the iceberg, guys. We are the early adopters. We are the dreamers, the visionaries, the ones who are fearless, the ones who have imagination, the ones who don't get caught up in the status quo, the ones who are looking for something better. And that's how we're all connected. So, knowing that this is the tip of the iceberg, we have a lot to look forward to. Steemit is going to grow. It's going to get more user-friendly. And more people are going to come and join us. And there's going to be more and more tools that we can use. And it's going to be more and more exciting every day. So as we look ahead, there's a few concepts that I'd love for people to sort of keep in mind. And back to the whole idea that this platform sort of returns value to the contributors of the community. There's this sort of model that I'd like to kind of get people thinking about a little bit. So actually, what we have here is sort of this engine, sort of the steam engine over here. And someone asked me yesterday, how did you guys come up with the name Steem? And the real way we came up with it is we were looking for words that sort of signified influence. And so we had this list, and I put a steam in there, like a steamed author. And that sort of felt right. But then we realized, steam, or e-steam, if you take off the E, then steam, and then you have something that sounds like, something that belongs in the words steam train or steam engine, and that sort of sounded cool, sort of reflected, the idea of power. And then we looked even further, and we realized that steam trains and the whole idea of the steam engine had a big influence on English idioms, and people can say, oh, this conversation is picking up steam, or this conversation is getting off track, and we just love that whole thing. But you can take the analogy further, and in the context of an economy, you can think about how steam flows through an engine. And so with the steam economy, there's several new things here that we've never seen before in cryptocurrency. In cryptocurrency today, and I know there's some Bitcoiners and some diehard cryptocurrency people in here, most of these systems run strictly on speculation. And they're just sort of stores of value. There's no real use for them. They're not really bootstrapped into many markets or anything like that. But for the first time, we have a platform that natively integrates a cryptocurrency into a market. We have this market for our attention. And our attention is what is valuable. And so with Steemit, going forward, we're going to be able to use this platform and say, if you want my attention, Mr. Advertiser, Mr. Person with a product or service, if you want my attention, you can pay for it. And that will help bootstrap the currency. It will help bring more value into our pockets and our hands. In this economy, we'll also have, of course, markets for the goods and services, sort of like eBay. We have a sort of proof of concept with PeerHub. I know June Dam is here. Where's June Dam? He created PeerHub, which is the first marketplace that accepts Steem, and that's a great first step. As this thing moves forward, it will just gain more and more velocity, and we'll see a circular economy where there's, of course, still speculation on the cryptocurrency. That's a big part of the way markets work. We have also author rewards, which are completely new to cryptocurrency. And author rewards, the greater they are, as we know, the more people are attracted to the system. And the more people that are attracted to the system, the more transactions are being done in markets, and the more attention is being paid to these markets. And the more attention that's being paid to these markets, and the more attention that's being paid to Steemit, the social media site, the more people want to speculate on the value of the currency that's being used to buy the attention. And we're going to the advertiser and we're saying you can only buy our attention with Steem. and you just create this circular economy. And suddenly we've completely bootstrapped a new online economy. We've created a system that brings value back to us. And we have really united a lot of the silos of our lives as well. We think about banking and social networks as they are today, and identity and reputation, and there are institutions for these things that exist in their own silos around the world, and we use them all separately. But with something like Steemit, we can use them all together for the first time. So looking ahead, we want to think about the circular economy. We want to think about providing real value, bootstrapping markets, and we want to be very cognizant of the value of our attention. So going forward from Steemit.com, we have an incredible team. I think that we have 5 others here today. We have our head of engineering, Jeffrey Paul, here. Everyone. We have several of our front-end developers. I know Mike Safani is here in the back here from Los Angeles. We have Tim Fisenko from Minnesota. Where is he? Oh, up here on the top. And we have James Calfee from Florida. And there's also Val, who actually his flight left without him, but he got another one, so he'll be here, I think, by lunch. So we'll introduce him when he gets here. And we have several more developers still back in Blacksburg right now, coding away, making sure that the platform stays up and continues to develop. But this group, make sure you talk to them while we're all here. We're here to listen to everyone's ideas and their concerns and hear their vision. And we want to encapsulate that information. We want to translate and embody it in the products that we build in Steemit.com. So going forward, our mission is to have better and better communication, better and better documentation, better and better community support, and more clear progress. And it is very much our goal to have a very clear roadmap that the entire community can follow along with. And we will publish that certainly by the end of this year. And we'll continue every day to get better at incorporating everyone's voice. So as we move forward, I like to think about the analogy for the community as something like a school of fish. We are all our own individuals, but when we come together and work together as a group and work together as a cohesive group, we can be big, we can be strong, we can fend off the biggest of predators. And that is something we want to embody, and I thought this was really good too, because everyone's always talking about the minnows and the dolphins and the whales and all that. So anyway, we're a shoal of fish, I think, at the end of the day. So guys, I'm so excited to be here. Roland, you've done an amazing job putting this thing together. Came to me like less than 3 months ago. He was like, "Yeah, I think we should do an event in Amsterdam." I was like, "Okay, you seem capable. Let's see what happens." My expectations have been blown out of the water. The details of this event are astounding, from the floor mats to the flags on the boats to the excellent group of people here running this. It's truly mind-blowing. So thank you, Roland, and thank you everyone who's here today. Let's have an incredible 2 days working together, talking together, collaborating, it's going to be one for the record books. Thank you, guys. Oh, sure. Yeah, actually, yeah, let's do some Q&A. Okay.
But only got 5 minutes for the Q&A, because after that, Heidi is up. So I think I got the catchy box. Any questions for Ned, guys? If you're all blown
You can
away?
ask the hard ones. It's okay.
Yes. Archange.
One. Okay. When will you remove the beta tag from the Steemit logo? Because why still beta? Because we are all working, we are trading, we are exchanging money. So why continue to say beta? I think for new user, when you come to the platform, you see beta. Okay.
Beta is something special. It means that you're here early. It means you're helping work through the rough edges of the site, you know. And a year from now, when you're telling people, "Oh yeah, I was there in beta," you'll feel pretty cool. But the year of Steemit is going to be 2017. We have an amazing group of early adopters who are helping mold this platform, and like a caterpillar becomes a butterfly, you know, we'll just continue to evolve and that sort of thing. But we'll know when the time is right, and we'll take it down then. Thanks.